Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen how to create a Spring Boot app with REST APIs. So we have created all the different REST APIs which are required for our testing. So as part of this process, we will proceed with this point where we will develop an automation framework for those APIs which we have developed using Spring Boot app. So let's continue here. If you see, this is the Spring Boot user app where we have created 5 different APIs. So for those APIs which we have created, we will create an automation framework which test all these APIs. So as you can see here in the previous video, we have come till here. So we have created Spring Boot application with different APIs and it's up and running. So now let's get into the test cases. So what I have done, right, I have created a API test for all those APIs. If you see here, this is the repo which has the API test. So I'll try to explain in detail about what all these tests are and how we are using these tests. So let us see. So there are different folders here. If you see, there is a log folder, reports, SRC, target, test ng. So we will go through all of them. So if you let's start with SRC. So SRC has different packages, right? So if we see right, the first package if we have is API. There is a class called API runner util. So what does it has? So this class has all the methods which are needed to hit our APIs. So we have 5 different APIs, 5 different HTTP methods like get, put, post, patch, delete. So to test all of those, we need a wrapper method in our framework, right? So these are all the wrapper methods which we have as part of that framework. So and in these each of these wrapper methods, I have used a REST assured library uh, to hit that API and return the response. So based on the request, so we have handled here. So if we go to another class, this is a helper package where we have different classes. So there is one called custom assertion which I have written. So this is like a wrapper class which I have written on top of testng. If you see here, different methods we have is equal. If you see right, for this one is equal method, there are different overloaded methods. I'm taking expected value, actual value, and for which field we are performing the assertion. So we are validating assertion and we are logging that. So whenever we generate a report, right, it logs that particular actual value, expected value, and we for which field we have done. So all these methods will come inside here. All these custom assertions. Another one is database queries. So whatever database you are using, all those queries will go into this class. This is one example where we have written for query for data retrieval from table. Okay. Another thing is logger. So this is a class called log where we are using testng listener and we are logging our log messages to extend report manager. So here you can see this is file. This will log to the file. This will log to the extend report manager. So here if you see extend report manager, right, so it is a helper class which we have created. So if you go to that implementation, right, this is the extend report manager which we have created for extend reports utility. So if you go inside, it has a report path where we have to mention at which place this report should get generated. If you see here, slash report slash HTML based on the root directory. So this is the report slash report name.html. And we have written a reporter function as well as a get text methods. So inside this is the configuration which we needed for report. We have configured and we have added as part of the extend reports class. Similarly, for this is for get test, this is for start test. So if we come back to the previous one, we have different methods here. This is the info, warning, pass, error, fatal, debug, on start, on test success. So these are all things came as part of TestNG listener, and we are using that to do to do two things here. One is to log to the file, other is to log to the extend report. Right. The next thing is payload creator. If you see, so whatever payload we are using as part of our API, right? So we are creating that using the POJOs. So this we will discuss, and let's see. This is the POJOs package where we are define different POJO as we are developing for user. So we have different fields here: user ID, username, Aadhaar ID, PAN number, city, and respective getters and setters. Okay, so next thing we have is report extend report manager, which we just have seen. Another thing is utils. This is a database util. So this util, it has all the methods needed to connect to the database, to get the result set from database, to run any query, and if you want to write any other different methods also, you can write it here. This framework is completely customizable. You can do it as you wish. So there is a Excel util where we have defined different methods to get the data from Excel, get row count, get cell data, all these different methods are there. This is a generic util where you have a miscellaneous method where sometimes you may need a current date, current month, current year. So all those things you can define here. This is the property files util. So if there is anything that you are reading from property file, you can use this to get the data. Now let's come to the test folder where we have actually written our test. It has src test. This is src test Java. It has a class called user test. So this class, we have written different tests for each of the API. So if you see, right, these are all the variables we have declared, and inside the before class we have created objects for whatever classes we need. So if you see here, right, this is properties file util dot get value of this health dot endpoint. So if you see this properties file util, if you come here, inside this there is a sit dot properties. So this value health dot endpoint. So whatever endpoints that we needed, right, as part of our testing, all those will define in this property file. If you go back, all these we are getting here from property file, and as part of test for each and every API, I have included one test. So this is a health check API. I have added this test application health. So this test, what it does, it will test the health of the application whether it is up and running. Similarly, so we're using rest assured get request method, which we have written as part of uh, this runner util class. If you go inside, right, in the implementation, if you see, this is the method which we are using. So what we are doing here, we are using this custom assertion class which we have created, and we're actually validating the status code with 200, and what is the field name, it is a health endpoint. So what actually we are asserting, that thing we have to do. Second is test create user. So this test, right, whatever you're seeing, it's based on each API. So for get app health, one test case; for create user, another test case. So for create user also, what we are doing, we are getting the payload using the payload creator class we just have seen, passing the data that we need, and we are using that as a body in the post request. So this is in the API runner util class as well. Similarly, we are doing custom assertion. Similarly, if you see here, this is get all users for get all users API. This is for test get specific user. This is for delete user, and this is for once we delete it, we are verifying whether the user is there. So all these tests we have included as part of our framework. If you see, right, these are the log4j properties which we have, and SID dot properties. So as of now, we are not using DB. So whenever we use DB, we will use these values. So these are some dummy values which we have used as of now. And this is the test data Excel file where we can store our test data. If you click on that, let's see what we have. We have this test data, sample test data. Another thing is pom.xml file where we define all the different dependencies that we need. For Excel we need Apache Poi, right? That we have defined TestNG dependency, Rust Assure dependency, Log4j, whatever are required as part of framework. This is for extend report. All those things we have defined. And one more thing, we have added this Maven Surefire plugin. If you want to run your test as part of Maven command, right, you can use this Maven Surefire plugin and you can define your testng.xml file. And what we have as part of testng.xml file, there is a listener here. What this listener does is, we have written the logs, right? Log class. So to invoke that listener, we need this tag, and we define what are test classes we have to test here. And yeah, this is the high level explanation. If you see the logs also, we have got the logs properly. So if I run this test, right, so you can see like this is the configuration that we have. We just have to let's see what we have in edit configuration. It's just a command test. So what I will do is, right, I'll click on run test. So let's see how many tests will pass and how many will fail, and after that we'll see the report as well, right? So test run completed. So what we will do right here, these are all the logs which we have got. So whatever data we are reading from property files, right, that we are getting. If you see here, today's date 10 September, time 2:36, and these are the logs. Whatever key and value we have, what this is the key and value for this key is this one. So for each and everything we are printing. And if you see, right, uh, if you see this log, actual value of create user endpoint is 200, expected value is 200. So this is the field value which we are expecting. Okay, actual value of get all users endpoint, actual value of get specific user. So these are all these are meaningful logs. Okay, now fail one, you can see actual value of delete user endpoint is 200, expected is 200. Actual value of specific user endpoint is 500 and expected is 200, because I mean intentionally I failed this test. If you see, there are total 6 runs, 1 test failed and other test got paused, 0 skip and 0 errors. So if you want to see the logs, right, see these logs are real-time logs, latest logs 236, and all the log data is captured here. And let's see the report. If we go, if you open this report in browser, right, it will look something like this. If you refresh this, what is the time? So 9 September, sorry, 10th September, 2:36. Okay, these are all the logs we have. These are all the different tests which we have seen, and these are all the logs. First test, it says actual value of health endpoint is 200, expected value is 200, test pass. So this log, if you see, it is very meaningful. If anyone can see, he can easily understand. This is a test create user. This is also same. Actual value of create user endpoint is 200, expected same. Get all users, same here. First this one also, you cannot add more logs as required as per your test cases. This is for get specific user again. Actual value of get specific user. Here it failed because we expected 500 and it's giving 200. This is an intentional failure which we have done. If you go here, right, this is the pie chart where it shows how many pass, how many fail, 1 fail and 5 pass. And right here also you can see the configuration, author name, 5 pass, 1 fail, pass percentage 83.333%. So this is the overall framework which we have discussed in this video. So in the next video, what we will do, right, whatever we have created now, we will dockerize both of them. User app we will dockerize, test we will dockerize. We will add both of them as part of one project. We'll try to run in Dockerize way, and after that I'll explain you how we can use it in your real-time projects. So that's it in this video. If you like this video, please share with your friends and subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon. Thank you for so much. Bye.